Okay, I love the memes, by the way. All of these just beautiful, beautiful memes. Mostly by wolves, but it's okay. Okay.
Let's go!
So, so looking at the script, we have music, but that's a work in progress. It's gonna be fine. We have an opening and an ending, and it's amazing. It's very beautiful. So looking at page 2 is where the script actually, like, begins. We fade into view of the universe, which the stage directions are gonna be done.
Wait, do I say that? Do I say that? Do I
You
say
say
that? Or is
the
it just that
narrator part.
Okay.
Oodie, when I do my lines, do I do it in a comically deep voice or do I just like normally say it?
I'm gonna say, because you're a pet, you're Starfield. In fact, I'm gonna link the art because it's really funny.
Wait, who's the main character in the whole story? I completely forgot. I haven't looked at it a lot.
So it's Michael, which is me. But at the same time, so here's Starfield, by the way. For this special specifically, it's Antonia Marie Tent, who we don't have a voice actor for, so we're making it work. So that's
okay. I could be the voice actor if you want to.
Oh, it's okay, because not only is it a girl, but we've redirected the role to Stella.
Any stray characters,
I could just change my voice
could
to a
also
girl.
voice
I'm
it.
joking.
Okay. So the script narrator. Hi, narrator. You go. You got this.
Should I start?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you pressing record?
Yeah.
Okay. Narrator. In the beginning, there was a universe. No, what? Say again. Do it again.
It's okay.
Sorry. I messed up.
It's okay.
Give me a minute. Let me drink some water. Give me a minute.
We're just rolling with it. First take all the way, baby. That's why I didn't want to show everyone their lines, because they're this ridiculous.
Cut to a loaf of bread.
Okay, say 3, 2, 1, and I'll begin.
3, 2, 1, go.
In the beginning, the universe was simple. There was only black and white. It was a world of atoms and nothingness. A world without ideas. There was no such thing as free will. Suddenly, everything changed. A spark of consciousness exploded in a random place. And the sudden proliferation of color. This universe became a place where every action had consequences. That was until 7 souls were born. They were the first to be born with an independent thought, a desire for more than the world around them. However, at least first, they couldn't understand how such a thing was possible. They were the 7 fated spirits of Earth who moved beyond color. They were the ones who changed everything, but there was one problem. When the third spirit had arisen, the others weren't yet ready to be awoken. The ray red was to blame.
So already you can already tell where this is going. It doesn't make sense, but we're going with it.
Did you record that or?
Yeah, no, it's a cool beginning. I'm recording like the whole thing.
I didn't even finish the script part. Like, I haven't even finished my part yet.
Oh yeah, also if people want to record on their own and then send it to me, that would also work for like having your lines as high quality, because they might not be on my end, but it's fine.
Okay, sure. Let's do it all over again. Do you want to do it all over again?
We'll keep going. One take all the way, baby. Okay, so the stage directions, yay.
Cut to a loaf of bread. Suddenly, the cake explodes from an explosion. Cut to the Titanic.
Again, doesn't make any sense, especially in the context of the story. So the Doctor is voiced by Ravenborn, yes.
Cut to the Titanic.
Oh, I'm voicing the Doctor?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're building another Titan? Does that work?
Yeah. So Otakon is not here yet. I guess I'll be Otakon then. Yes, Dr. Titan. She's going to be very helpful if we ever need to fight the Shadow Sisters, or anyone else for that matter.
How do I pronounce my name?
Yeah, that's however you want.
Nzinga? Alright, please call me Nzinga Lalise.
In case you can't
Very-
tell, the AI made the names for all the new characters as well.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
sure. I'll go over my line now. Um, this book is about the first spirit who started to change everything. She was a girl, but already had an engineer. The name of this book is False Perfections, Sweet Cakes. The greatness, falseness of this book is not that it will make everyone's life worse, although it's pretty much what is supposed to happen. The greatest falseness is in the title. Let me repeat that. The greatest falseness is in the title. Read the title again. That is it. That is the title of this book. False Perfections, Sweet Cakes. Get a grip of yourself, please. Read the whole name of the book twice. It means nothing. It just sounds nice. It sounds fuzzy. You are tricked into reading more of this fuzzy little book. In other words, come on. Don't you know better? No one is fooled in America into thinking this book is worth reading. Do I seem too mean? Is it okay to do my job so cruelly? Do not turn away. Listen again. True perfections, sweet cakes. That is what this is about. It's in the title. It can be better than True Perfections because it ends with cakes, but True Perfections is bad enough. So good. By the way, that's an adverb.
I don't know either. So, in case you can't tell,
This is so ass. This is so ass. I'm
this
sorry. This
AI,
is so ass.
not only is this AI savage, but it tends to ramble off a lot of the time.
I
so I
know.
have to
It's so
redirect
stupid. I don't understand.
Sometimes it's too good to not take out. So that's the
I'm not trying to
explanation.
laugh because it's so. I'm not trying to laugh, bro. I was so.
The whole
oh,
point
God.
is to
Carbon,
laugh.
carbon.
You know, oh god, I want to try to sound serious so it's more funny. Because if I sound serious, it'll be more funny.
Yes. And that's where we get the opening sequence.
The camera slowly fades to black. False Perfection, Sweet Cakes. Cut to Earth, Titanic.
And then we have narrator again. I promise it's not you the whole time.
I know. In this new world where life began, a girl was born. She was a girl in a world that was nothing but ordinary. This is a story of the wild, untamed, native woman who fought her rights, became a female savior, and later a birthday gift to the world.
I love the random capitalized letters.
Wait, do I continue?
No.
Later in the puberty period. Oh no. Yo, I'm gonna say one thing. Nothing about this makes sense.
Yeah.
There's no how did she become a female savior? What kind of what?
Yeah, so
Native
question,
woman.
if you question this logically, you're going to have a better time than if you don't.
It's so weird. Like this is the weirdest shit ever. Anyways.
Because that's
Okay,
what the
someone
AI
else
does. It makes it to where your brain wants to make sense of it, but it's all jumbled nonsense, but your
Have you
brain
done
can't
coding?
compute it as that.
Do you do coding in college or what?
No, I'm very bad at coding.
How do you make this?
I did random AI website. Shout out to Goose.ai and AI Dungeon and the third one and all the other ones I used.
Khalifa AI, that's the one.
Anyways, yeah, that one. So later in Purgatory, BTD Master, you got this.
Michael does not remember anything. He does not know his age, where he is, or anything at all. He does not even know how he got here. He woke up in the middle of the night with no explanation as to where he was. The guardian agent with him wants him to get him out of Purgatory, but he doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay here and use the source to get his memory back. However, he does not know how.
So that's like a genuine recap, but even then, the AI is still slightly inaccurate. Like, woke up in the middle of the night makes no sense. But anyways, I digress. So, next line, Michael. I can't believe I got into this situation because I ate a loaf of wheat bread. I should have listened to my doctor.
We have to fight against the bread.
You're an angel, and I'm on my own.
You're not on my own. I'm right there with you. I'm constantly by your shoulder.
I'm not in agreement with you. How do we proceed?
What do you mean? You have to tell me what to do.
Which is completely inaccurate anyways.
The angel looks at Michael sadly.
I need but a single mortal to complete my mission, and I will take you.
What does that mean?
Relation for too long, or else he risks collapsing his own mind, which he is beginning to realize is already dangerously unstable.
So,
Why so serious, peasant?
I work hard for my living. Little angel, what do you want?
The angel's wings clap loudly, and she flies away. Michael falls over and over and over again until he reaches the angel.
I'm right there with you. I'm constantly by your side.
Even though she just left.
Yeah.
Before them stands two items. One is a red she-shell with a hole in the top. The other is a small blue crystal.
This is the heart of a lost soul. You must put it in the seashell and command the soul to bring it to me.
Michael looks at the she-shell and the crystal and takes them. The crystal seems to be the object with the most power. It is also the smallest.
If you cannot do it, the crystal will be given to another.
Michael decides not to take the soul. He doesn't want to leave any souls in the dust. He will try to use his own power to get his memories back. He feels his angelic abilities returning to him. He begins to concentrate and tries to use his own powers. He closes his eyes and tries to think, but the more he concentrates, the more he realizes his effort is futile. But the voices torment him, and the images of a young boy and a young girl haunt his mind. As the voices grow louder, and the images more vivid, he falls to the floor and sobs.
Please stop! Leave me alone!
The voices stop, and the images fade away. The boy opens his eyes and looks around in confusion.
Where am I?
In purgatory?
Oh yeah. My goal is to save everyone. I can't use this soul.
That is noble of you.
I will do it.
Michael knows this will not save anyone. This is the right thing to do. The angel smiles. Michael puts the crystal into the seashell. The shell glows brightly.
Can I just say, I love the flip-flopping. Just complete 180s constantly happening. I'm not here, including you.
Michael and the angel slowly fade away. Suddenly, Antonia Mary's tent appears out of the crystal and into purgatory.
I forgot I was muted. I know. Anyways, let me go again. Antonio Mary Tent retired from living at the age of old, surrounded by family and natural causes. A Liberian from birth, Antonio Mary Tent was an avid collector of dust. She had a sweetheart and married her high school. She loved having hobbies and helping her sons to be disadvantaged youths. She had no horses, but she thought she did. The church gave her a chore, but she sang like a bird and looked like a bird, and Antonio Meritant was a bird. She owed us to so many poems. The funeral will be held in heaven. In Lau El Flowers, and send Antonio Mary Tent more life.
Amazing. Michael and the angel fade back in. I got you. Whoa, who are you?
I am someone asking many strange questions. But you can call me Antonia Meritent, an associate professor born in Brazil.
It's not a real place, Michael.
Can you explain what's happening here?
No.
Why not?
I have no idea.
Well then, I suppose it's my turn.
What? Turn?
You know, to give you the explanation.
Makes no sense. Oh, okay.
I was wondering if you'd come around.
Tell me, what are you doing with this giant marble block on the floor?
Pan down to see a block of marble on 10 feet.
Makes no sense.
It is a giant marble block. It's cut into 2 parts, like giant step stool.
That's impossible! No self-respecting mathematician can do it! Only by sheer luck could you start cracking such a big think.
For being given a hint, I did. After all, I have combat experience.
What does that have to do with having a marble block? I see. Where is it?
Seated where it is, directly on my very floor. Wait a minute. This isn't my floor.
This is Purgatory's floor.
Actually, I knew you would say that. I received a hint.
A hint? By who?
It's a secret. Don't tell anyone. We'll tell you when we want you to know. But you have to be chosen.
What? Chosen to do what?
Be with me.
You want me to be with you?
Yes.
Okay. I suppose I'm with you.
Operation Wasp was perfect. We were on the Titanic, sailing across the Atlantic. They had no communications, no radar. The hurricane was out of control. They said it would be the most famous landing in history. But just a few hours later, it became very clear that I was facing the dark side of the clan. The founder of Operation Wasp isn't who he said he was. He was one of those zealots.
The Zeal. Aren't they that evil organization? We must stop them.
And the only one who can is Fuyu.
Fuyu? You don't mean one of the 7 spirits. She'd been born a slave on the soil of the land of the horse, but on her 4th birthday she had awakened. Fuyu helped in curing and preventing several diseases. Fuyu usually has red, purple, blue, and black hair and wears masks that resemble those of the Greek gods, with the exception of Juan, who wears the mask of the Laughing Buddha. She's able to project a force field from their mouth, and that is strong enough to knock over large trees.
I love how the AI clarifies.
She was, special. She could tell things. She was hearing the thoughts of those around her. She could feel people's souls. They were all close to her. But she had to be patient. She needed to learn, and slowly she would learn to know people, to know the things they were feeling. And after 15 years, there came a day when she knew all.
That makes absolutely no sense, but I see.
Yes, of course. It all makes sense now. The legendary 7 children born of legend. These 7 children are not part of the official 11. They could have gone their own separate way after they were born. The problem being that they are too damned old for there to be any certainty that they actually exist.
I thought the AI was funny that it randomly cursed in no context. So here's my question. Are there 7 children or are there 11? The AI really never makes that clear, so I guess we'll just see.
There's 18 because that's the official 11 and the 7 aren't part of them.
Oh, okay. I think there's actually a 3rd number the AI says later, but we'll just... But what does any of this mean?
That's for you to figure out.
I thought it was perfect that the AI would say that.
Just then, Starfield, Antonio Mary Pet, joins the team.
How are you doing today?
Quite well. How are you?
I've been incredibly under-entertained up to this point. It doesn't have a plot, worth nothing.
This to be expected.
How long has it been since we met?
You may have forgotten the night we first met. You had just woken up from a 2-year-long coma. You were tired, but something about the place where you were keeping caught your eye. It was full of stars, a vast black void full of them. At least, that's what we told you.
How many stars were there?
More than you can imagine. More than any of us can imagine. There are stars that are bigger than the galaxy. There are stars that are smaller than a grain of sand.
Nobody scientifically checked the accuracy of that statement.
No, no.
Alright, I don't want to break up the party, but we need to focus. First, we need to...
Cut back to Titanic.
I know we've already completed Operation Wasp when we manipulated the creation of air molecules to manifest into a hurricane strong enough to lift the Titanic. But now, we're going a different route with Tent's plan. We're building both 1 and a dozen of these so-called children of spirits. There's no mystery like this experiment. Tent thought she had us fooled. But I now know that Fuyu was a part of her life or development.
So, 1 in a dozen is another number now, I guess. But I guess they're building it so it's not the original. Yes, the Legend of the Twins.
I still think Legend of the Twins is stupid. Call them Shadow Sisters.
This AI could be savage. Yes, sir.
When she was born, Tent and her group were barely babies. They were already in full force in training for explosions. She made our plans far more practical than we ever could have wished. Now that everything is complete, we've dropped our hands and allowed her to finish her work for us. Otacon, you'll be needed when this is done.
Just like you asked, sir. I was commanded to meet with the right people, and the right people have been found.
We have time to work and plan on this. If you have time, we'll need you. We'll be meeting on the 30th of March this year. We'll be going in on the 28th and 29th of March next year. There will be training and a debriefing to follow. We're also going to have some sort of celebration, but that is after the debrief. If you're interested, we'll need you. If you're not interested, there's not much time, but I'm sure we can do this. Please, keep in touch with us, Otacon.
This is my favorite line of the whole thing. Don't worry, sir. I'll be out of contact for a while, but I'll be in touch. After all, we are zealous because we are members of the Zeal. I'm a proud member of the Zeal of the land of God. I belong to the Lamb, and I'm the Lamb.
The majority of the people that know us will not agree with us.
The devil doesn't know because the devil is blind, and there is no sight for the devil to see. He is blind, and there are blind people.
Yes, I know how blind people work. What I want to know is, why?
Okay, let me know if this answers your question. Satan observed the egg pilgrim's heart short. So that's the explanation. And then Gordon is here now, all of a sudden. Which he, when I say all of a sudden he's here, he isn't actually here. Yes, I just confirmed he's not here yet. Okay. So, I'll do Gordon too, I guess. What are we doing here? It wasn't me who wanted to come. Then whose idea was it? Mine.
I wonder what Stella thinks about the Zeal.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing Faman.
Yeah,
also.
you're doing Faman.
Hey Stella, what do you think about the Zeal?
I'm kind of interested in it because I've been noticing that lately we've all been moving at the same speed. I don't want to see the results, but I can't wait to see the results. I just want to know what's going on.
I have so many fourth wall breaks.
If we are gonna defeat the Zeal, then we need to go to them first. They have to come to us. Let's go to them. They're strong. They can be beaten.
We need to make a line from the sea to the mountains. If they come to do combat with us, we can show them that we are not rash. We have a bunch of cash.
Yeah.
We can tell them that we are people of reason. We can show them the idea that war should be an instrument of justice. We can show them with the power of Fuyu.
And that is why, when you take into account the size of the soldiers involved and how important the war is for the Zeal, you realize that the cost will be so high that the penalty isn't very small. Not just for the doctor who will be executed, but also for everyone else. I don't want that. I want to save everyone.
In that case, there's no time to waste. Either way, we need to connect the mountains and the sea in order to meet the Zeal. We're going to go into Michael's memories, so let's go.
Michael knows he has a soul within him, which is a remnant of a previous life. Perhaps by connecting to that soul he can get his memory back. Michael begins to concentrate on that soul and it takes away his worries and panic. Suddenly, his memories start to flood back to him and he smiles with joy. With Michael allowing this opening, Angelica exploits the opportunity to put everyone into Michael's memories. Cut to the mountain.
It is really strange that whenever I touch Michael's memories, it is always snow.
It's literally never snow.
Fun fact! Oh, fun fact! In the 19th century, many continental settlements are said to have started in the mountains.
Actually, that's a lie.
Now that we are in the mountains, we need to connect to the sea.
First, we will defeat the tyranny of the fearful fears inside of our bodies. To free ourselves, we must go inside our bodies, get lost, and go to the vital link to life. That will free us and defeat the fears. They call this the mind. Oh right, he's not here. We're not doing that. First, we are going to target their resources. We will be attacking them where they live and work and play. Second, we will attack their communications and information networks. Third, we will target their command and control. Fourth, we will stop them from carrying out their plans. We will deny them their freedom and movement and access to information and technology. And finally, we will subject them to intense pressures to make them change their behavior. Let's go after them. The AI wants music.
Wait, we still don't have access to Fuyu's powers. There's only one way we can be sure of victory. I will use a subatomic theory model to transform myself into What is this? I don't understand. Me. Okay.
Way! You can't be serious!
Oh, I'm as serious as I'll ever be. I will do so by transforming my atoms.
You got this. You got this.
I split my carpet. There's no scientific accuracy at all.
One word at a time.
Let me see. Okay. Oh, really? I'm still fucking giggling. Oh.
You got this.
Who's anime music in the back?
Perfect.
It's fine, guys would have said the exact same thing.
Yeah, this is where the script really turns into a science direction. The whole next bit is a lot of science.
Okay, I think I'm good.
This is only the start of the science.
Oh, I'm as serious as I'll ever be. I will do so by transforming my atoms. I will split carbon into carbon and oxygen atoms, my hydrogen into hydrogen and nitrogen atoms, my oxygen into nitrogen and oxygen atoms, and my hydrogen into hydrogen and fluorine atoms. In this way, I will lose no atoms and will not lose any cells. In this way, I will make myself into an AI.
It doesn't make any sense. How can someone just do that? That's impossible!
Sure that you've thought this through?
That's too dangerous!
I will make myself into a carbon AI.
Are you crazy?
That is the only way to keep myself. We must win.
You're crazy.
That is the only way to protect myself and everyone else.
Oh my god!
It's done.
Well, what do we do now?
I don't know. I've never messed with an AI before.
We can't just let them take us over. Let's go.
The gang of faces.
What is that?
So that's your intro line. You gotta say a cool,
Yeah,
catchy
that's
catchphrase when you
that's
enter. So yeah, that's your catchy catchphrase. You go through the closed window, it breaks, and then that's your catchy intro line of like, haha, we're here now.
What's up, fuckers?
Okay, so the doctor.
What the? What are you doing here?
Oh, Odacon's not here. So this line is important because I guess Otakon is just the son of the doctor now. All of a sudden. I had a real scare today, Pa. And then there's some lines that are blank. So I guess we'll just improv those. Oh, okay. Well, what do you think about that, Doctor?
That's why we're better off succeeding with this plan than we would be normally. Whatever the boy with an AI borders plan is, it doesn't matter.
Dare you talk about my pet like that? You take that back!
Talk. The Zealot prefer action. Because in the case of fair talk, maybe it'll stop you too close to the moral boundary. Not to your benefit, anyways.
So, we will go out and choose the morals about scaring her. Our plan, following Operation Wasp, is based on the plum pudding model, one of 7 scientific models of the atom. After I discovered this atom, but before the discovery of the atomic nucleus, the model the model tried to explain the nature of an atom based on its supposed building blocks. There are various reasons why such a model might have been considered.
And what might that be? It was intended as a sort of answer to the philosophical question, what is an atom? Is that a philosophical question? It tried to answer the question based on what we know of atoms, but didn't explain atoms based on what we know of atoms, and so provided an intuitive conception of an atom that fits with our intuition of an atom. In other words, it was designed to explain how atoms are, rather than to explain what they are.
Everybody
You
asks what an
monsters.
atom is,
As if that makes
but
any
nobody
sense.
asks how the atom is.
Oh, perfect. Oh my gosh.
Sorry. I think it's Nzinga Lilise right here, right after you monsters.
Yeah, Angelica already said.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you.
And then,
Yeah.
yep. And thanks to Tent's help in Operation Wasp, we have discovered the missing variable that allows us to manipulate molecules freely.
It's true. During that operation, I helped discover the truth behind the plum pudding model.
But Tent, why?
Because I was jealous. Jealous of my sister, Fuyu. I couldn't stand how she thought that one way or another, every new study could only prove her the right one. That led me to make a choice. I had to destroy her. Afterwards, I felt so guilty. I used the plum pudding model to create an explosion large enough to retire from.
So Stella just randomly appears here, by the way. No explanation.
No, I think you're wrong. This model doesn't rely on manifesting molecules based on electron quantity, but rather it relies on heat. I would know. I often work with high temperatures. This model seems to achieve a plasma temperature of 100 million degrees Celsius, the threshold required for commercial fusion energy. This is by far the highest temperature ever achieved in a spherical tokamak, sorry. Let me read that again. Oh, my thumb was right on the word. This is by far the highest temperature ever achieved in a spherical tokamak. God, tokamak. Was that the
I
word?
don't know if it's real
I
or
think it's
not.
Tokamak.
I
I don't know,
if
just
Sure.
it's
say
even a
Tokamak, I
thing.
guess.
Tokamak? Okay,
Let me search it
tokamak.
up.
Yeah, that's the weirdest word I've ever seen. Okay.
Oh yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. It's basically It's basically a reactor. Basically, it's like
Tokamak.
tokamak is a device that uses powerful
Tokamak.
magnetic fields to combine plasma.
Ah, thank you very much. Okay, I will
Of
hit that
course.
again. No, I think you're wrong. This model doesn't rely on manifesting molecules based on electron quantity, but rather it relies on heat. I would know. I often work with high temperatures. This model seems to achieve a plasma temperature of 100 million degrees Celsius, the threshold required for commercial fusion energy. This is by far the highest temperature ever achieved in a spherical tokamak and by privately funded tokamak.
So that's why there is a marble block with you. If there was no record, it worked correctly. But if there were records, but the query doesn't contain the filter, it returns that there is no record. After that, the filter works. But why?
Of course, the greatest explanation of all time. I think it has something to do with the fact that it is an iQueryable var query equals from Q in context set key session key collection as queryable where X goes to true.
It's too late. We will harness the energy of the sleeping children of legend and manipulate their atoms into our army. We can enslave humanity into consuming nothing but whole grain bread.
You monsters! Whole grain bread is icky!
If people just ate whole grains and stopped stuffing their faces, the argument goes they could eat less.
Exactly. Veganism is the answer to saving humanity from starvation. With whole grain bread, people will live healthy lives. Just because they're healthy doesn't mean they're happy. Besides, all the vitamins are not there in their purest form, only the enzymes, so it doesn't taste better. Is that how that works? You're unhealthy. People should be able to choose what they want to eat. That's like Michael's moral reason of being right in this episode.
Michael remembers that science is a being of immense power. It's likely that this science is at the top of the totem pole when it comes to the gods of this world.
You fools! It's true. A truly modern model of the atom is given by quantum mechanics. However, there was one flaw in your theory. I can imagine the anime music kicking in the background here. You did not have equations that accurately describe a relativistic particle. You solved this problem by stating that, to remove all complications, it is permissible to neglect the mass of the electrons and the massive energy of the proton, i.e., to assume that the rest of their energy is negligible and that the proton is regarded as being at rest.
You're right. There were actually two legendary children who had awoken, both Wuyu and myself. But your theory is flawed. This idea was proven to be incorrect by Fuyu herself. She lent me her ultimate thesis after her passing, but you miscalculated. You never read the thesis. When she calculated the quantum mechanical theory of a proton with negligible mass, she didn't find the protons to be at rest. Instead, she found an unacceptably large number of energy eigenstates. Fuyu then solved the problem to create a productive source of energy, but you never did.
Impossible! We'll have to find a way to... we'll have to find a way to beat them. Doctor, you have to stop the operation. The energy from releasing the catalyst is unsustainable. It can't be controlled.
It's over, Doctor. The experiment is a failure.
Wait, I'm not entirely sure how you should be saying things like that. Now that you're, an AI for some reason.
So, I can only run the program at level 1 until we stop the program?
I'm afraid so. But it isn't over yet. Doctor, do you remember? What's the last thing you asked me to do?
Get someone to try to talk to the AC squad for me?
That's correct. I've never let you down before, Doctor. The AC squad found a solution. It's risky, but now it's our only shot.
I've been backed into a corner. Years of research. All for this. Very well then. We have no choice. Start the machine.
Otacon starts the machine.
Get snarfed, you lard barfed arf and arf!
Michael feels all of his memories returning, but they're being pulled out of him faster than they're being replenished. Everyone is shocked inside the machine.
Angel, Dr. Titan, friends and opponents are outwitted by implausible twists and weapons in this zero-sum game of life and death. When the machine started, everyone is teleported inside of the machine. Except it was never a machine. It was a gaming console. The doctor called it a Titan.
Plot twist of the century. Whoa.
Cut to inside of the game.
Now what am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
But I do. Heaven and video games do not mix nicely. You know, it's cathartic to talk about your murderous fantasies in dystopian spams. You make some progress with modifiers like terrifying and long, and often enough the deluge of psychiatric lamentations brings a wave of truth, washing away a tinge of violent nature raised by hysterical conspiracy theorists. However, exaggeration conceals anxieties. There are so many lying beneath the feverish reverie offered by strangers peddling excitement every day, and it can all be found here.
Stella throws a sword at the doctor, impaling him.
But why?
Try to clear my head of the confusing, overwhelming amount of information and figure out what comes next for the two of us when I discover, much to my chagrin, that I am already making plans for the two of us to become the last two people on Earth.
Suddenly, Dr. Titan's head explodes into a cloud of black tentacles. He's turned into the Titan that Otacon was building at the beginning of the episode.
How do we defeat that guy? Or get his number?
I don't know.
But that's not what you said before.
I literally didn't.
That's right. You didn't.
But you just gave me an explanation.
Well, you just butchered the explanation, so... I suppose, in a way, the both of us are to blame. For not explaining it properly, and for you not answering the question.
At this point, there is a flashback to several events that Otacon remembers that have helped make him the bad cop that he is.
I guess that's canon, that he's a cop now. That's enough, Doctor! Oh, Juju's not here, is he? Well. So, I guess I'll take Titan, then. Or actually, you know what? We'll have Ravenborn.
I'll take Titan.
Yeah.
I'll take Titan.
Oh, you'll take... Okay, sure.
Okay. So how should I sound?
Similar to what Ravenborn sounded like, because it's technically the same character.
Ravenborn, speak in your character voice for a second.
Maybe I don't want to speak in my voice.
Okay, look, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Look, I know I said I would stop once the operation was started, but now I don't care if I ever want to see you again. So, please don't make me. I don't want to see you anymore. I am leaving.
But what about all the progress you've made with...
I don't care about any of that anymore. I just want to be happy. So please, just leave me alone, okay?
The operation has started. I have to stop this. Okay, so this is the part where Cell and Bomb comes in.
Karen.
But yeah. So Karen. So let's take a step back. When I was making this, and the AI brought in the character of Karen, my fellow co-writer of BTD Master 50, quote unquote, he comes back and he says, "Who is Karen?" And from that moment onwards, I knew Karen had to be a part of this script. It was too confusing to not include.
Do we have a Karen?
Well, we do, but technical difficulties. And so...
Oh, God.
And so...
So...
I mean, it's only accurate of a Ken.
Just talk... Wait, is someone gonna talk like Karen?
We could have, clear...
Don't hurt my children. No, I'm a Karen. Or something like that.
Don't think like that. The operation was started because of her.
Ken
Hello.
points us.
Hello, Karen. Stella, it was me you tried to stop.
Karen, honey, what are you doing here?
You know what? I am the world of music, but you are the world's melody. Ever since the day Stella trapped me in this machine, that doctor promised to reunite us. But you have never seen me. Ever. Remember? The operation has started. I don't know why, but it has something to do with you. You gotta be there.
In a way, she's talking to her past self and future self. But I don't recall if this is ever outright stated. This is where things start going downhill.
Yo, it's accurate. It does start going downhill at this point. That will be a tough one to beat. It will get tougher. But there is a way. Find Fuyu.
What do you mean, Otacon?
Oh,
If Karen is here, all of the legendary children who didn't make it should be as well. Including Fuyu. I remember her from the beginning.
If you could only look into her mind. I know you could.
She can't see this.
She doesn't need to. Just trust me.
Otacon summons Fuyu, but she is asleep, in a state of stasis. Cell betrays the group by backstabbing Otacon with her sword.
Don't be a Karen, Otacon. There's no reason to get this emotional.
But...
I've always liked you. I've always trusted you. And always known you had something up your sleeve, Stella.
But...
No, please, just let me leave. I was always a few steps behind you, but that was fine. You were lost. I knew you would need my help.
I need something more right now. I like how it specifies voiceover and voice. It really does start going downhill. It can't even get the characters right anymore.
I need...
My help!
The Egg Pilgrim is a father that I have only ever heard about and then read about in a couple of places. He is a traveler that seeks the wisdom of the ancestors. He seeks the answers of the past and the hope of the future. He seeks the ability to give his son a good life, a life that has purpose and meaning. The Egg Pilgrim is a traveler that is out in search of the wisdom of the ancestors. He is on a quest to gain understanding of his place in the world. He wants to know why he is here, and what his purpose is, what his place is in the world. He is a man that seeks to find answers, and I am his slave.
you wish to join us?
Yes, of course. I would have used a sign, but they just kind of went out of style.
Oh, you're so weak to be any use of us. We can do anything we want. Even raise the dead if we want. You will be our puppet.
Love the random underscores. I told you we couldn't trust her. Get out of here!
The woman, still dipping blood from her sword, looks at Michael.
Am not leaving without my baby. I'm going to raise him to be a great warrior, like myself.
No! The dead shall never rise! I don't know how long I've spent running, but no matter what, at least I'll be able to say I gave everything I could for this world. You are the catalyst for the great cataclysm, a beacon of evil, a den of darkness, and so I shall banish you from this place forever!
Otacon drives his sword into the woman's heart, deleting her from the game's code forever. Otacon looks at the group.
I've just signed my own death warrant. I will now leave. The rest of you, please fix this situation.
Karen and Otacon fade out as their bodies disintegrate. Otacon departs.
Mama, don't be afraid. I'm going to be a great warrior, like you, someday.
Unsettling textures and gaming values are all around. Models of legendary children can be seen in distance, praying to their zeal. It was a truly disturbing to host location. Fury's powers are beyond divinity jump when balls crack and fill.
The Zealot manifests itself primarily by endless gunfire and stabbing for a self-inflicted farewell with little remorse attached. Heaven overpaints friendliness as contrite penitence, and Hell contains parameters of the age-old problem, only expanded to worsen horror within bloody fights and war. All of these combine here, in this game, to damage these parameters and worsen horror within the living world. Models of children praying grows the zeal's power to the host's location.
Friendship. Friendship. intellectually sterile, athletic, liberating youngsters, or any other obstacles will no longer spine to get in my way. These days spent in this game will create a divine toy that expounds blatantly fundamental. Michael doesn't want to get science mad. That's a surefire way to die. A third option presents itself. The gods themselves may be able to help. If they have the power to bestow life, then perhaps they should take it away. They could take it away. Perhaps Michael can use his own powers to help. Michael tries to hold on to the soul fragment that spawned Tent, but he feels another presence connecting to it. That presence is stronger than him, and he can't stop it.
God of death, please grant me the power to kill these gods. God of destruction, please grant me the power to kill these gods. God of life, please grant me the power to kill these gods.
Michael continues this cycle until he feels the god of destruction finally responds.
And now we have the introduction of the almighty god, Fuyu, the celestial being from another realm. In fact, while I'm doing this, I might as well. I do have the thing of her art as well. I'm going to post her art in the channel because it's too great to not. So this is Fuyu's art.
Nice.
And I also have her... Okay, let me explain what I did. Is I got an AI to make the art, so that's her original concept design, and then I had someone else turn the original concept design into an actual art thing, so that's her art. That is Fuyu, just so everyone knows what she looks like. While I'm at it, I posted the Starfield earlier. Here's Starfield. I got that. Yes, it looks as weird as it is. Yeah, no, it's amazing.
I like it.
Starfield, this is the AI's interpretation of Starfield. This the original version, or whatever. And so I asked the person to turn the original version into the art that we have now. So that's Fuyu in Starfield. And it's amazing. And hopefully everyone loves it. And I will have things for all the other characters. In fact, I don't have the actual things yet, but here is Tent's AI art. Here is Dr. Titan's art. And here is, let me have another one. Here's Otakon. There's his art, the doctor's assistant Otakon. Let's see, and then I think that is all of the characters for now. Basically.
Amazing. I want the Stella one when you get it. Oh my god.
Oh, I was just gonna use Stella's actual art, but I guess I could make a thing for her.
Oh, I want to see it. I want to see how Stella would look. That's so cool. So who's Fuyu?
So yeah, Fuyu asked me to stall, basically, and so I did do that. So hopefully that was enough stalling. So, Mr. Sellenbaum is good? Question mark? So what does everyone think of the script so far? Any questions?
It's so difficult to, like, I mess up every time because it's so difficult to understand. Like, I'm messing up every time.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but I always mess up.
That was the point of, like, having it be like this?
No, I can't. Like, I can't even pronounce the words properly. Like, they're so weird and they're so, like, the way it's ordered, it's just so stupid.
Strung together weirdly.
And the scientific
it's
are great.
Like I can't, like, I'm not the best, like, for a narration
I'm
part,
going
it's
to
easy.
split
But
carbon into carbon.
like, the logic of it is so stupid. Like, wait, yo, Ood, can you send me the website or the thing or the bot that you use, the thing that you use?
Yeah, I used like 3 of them. So Goose.ai is one. I used the dungeon.
Send it to me.
AI dungeon, and that's the third one.
I really like that this is a challenge though, because I'm not worried about the plot. I'm not worried about the characters. I'm not worried about anything other than reading the word in front of me.
Exactly.
And putting emoticon to it, you know, and it doesn't even matter like what is actually going on. Like, this is such a strange exercise.
I'm gonna test the Luther AI thing by putting in Beetlejuice Rule 34.
Yeah, it's like, for me it's more difficult because I mess up if, like, I like mess up a lot if I, like, the spelling's bad and everything.
Yeah, it's hard to read something when the spelling's just like weird and the words are fucking.
Yeah. Not gonna lie.
But it is an interesting challenge nonetheless. I mean,
Ho-
it's
ho-
just kind of
hockey-
like, wow,
hockey-
how to read ahead.
Hockey Xstol whatever X11. You're pretty good. You're pretty good at voice acting.
Yeah, you're good at voice acting.
You're very good. Like it's very impressive the way you like you can like you can like basically like you can basically like act perfectly with it. Like you can for example, let's say the character's angry, you can act angry. Let's say the character's being flirtatious, you act like that. Let's say the character's acting calm, you can like change your voice tone. That's pretty good.
Oh,
You're spiraling.
hello.
I'm trying to do that as well, but like it's very difficult.
Oh, well, thank you all. You guys are sweet.
Yeah, so Stella is like the main antagonist of like the whole series, by the way, basically. But that's like a story.
Of what?
Not. She's snotty. She's so snotty.
Oh, remind me after this.
By the way,
I have something
Ood.
to show you. Okay, so I think Fuyu is ready.
Okay, yay.
So
Hello, I'm trying to talk to you right now.
you got the floor.
You need to be more organized.
I am very
Jeez.
irresponsible.
Tonight, I can help you sort it out if you want.
Okay, we got this.
Plus, then you can use the server for future projects too. Whatever.
Dude, you've literally used Discord for like over a year.
Oh, the amount of time I've had the account for doesn't really matter because I've had a Roblox account since I was like 8. It doesn't mean I am on Roblox a lot. Top of 23. It's like a girl like celestial.
You sure? Because
being.
Fuyu's lines are right of that.
Wait, what?
We're at tentacle demons.
Yeah, the tentacle.
Okay.
Page.
It says Fuyu was talking before they awakened, though. What about those
Oh,
lines?
you're right. Never mind. Yeah, there. Sorry.
See what I mean? You gotta fucking organize your shit!
I got it. It's good. Okay, we're good. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
102%.
Alright, I'm gonna be missing that 103% because your ass fucked something up in the long run.
Okay.
So, what tone? Light, soft, or bold?
Yeah, I think soft and like the girl one because it's like it's a Brazilian girl that's like a celestial god. If that helps.
Alright, so basically like a little angel.
Sure.
All right, but if I grant your request, you'd better help me destroy those tentacle demons from the deep void.
Michael agrees. The soul fragment is gone, and Michael's mind is now fully collapsing. He tries to find something, anything, to hang on to, but he feels his mind going blank. Fuyu awakens.
Hello, my dear.
Oh, you. Is that really you?
It's been a long time, Tent.
But you disappeared. I thought you were dead. So, you have been in this game all this time?
The Zila have been experimenting for years. We were merely the first successful generation, Tent. The Zeal found my thesis. I flew too close to the sun. You've been playing right into their hands.
No. No. It can't be.
The mass of 1,000 failed experiments, some who are millennia old, built this tomb with me, deep within the source code of this game.
That's okay. You're going to help us defeat them.
But know this, I can never kill the gods, so help me if I ever get a chance. When this is over, we're going to need to have a long talk.
Michael.
A book review that has nothing to say about the book can do nothing but amaze. And even then, a book about human beings remains a little short of the picture. The one human characteristic that astonishes and intrigues us the most is the one who eludes the brightest and the smartest of us the moment we die. What happened before life and after death? Now, let's get this show on the road.
You can't defeat me, you cold woman!
Now we have the epic animated Sakuga part with all the high budgeted animation fight parts here.
Use my power! Destroy them!
Michael quickly begins to feel stronger, faster, and better than ever. Along with Starfield, Michael fights the Zeal.
Let's get this over with.
The Zeal is about to finish marching when Starfield casts a powerful beam of negative energy. The zeal begins to explode, one by one. A few of them fall upon themselves. Michael tag teams by firing his own beam of negative energy, destroying the zeal.
I'm going to destroy you!
I won't let that happen.
Me neither! We both won't let this happen! If I destroy you, then I can't destroy you anymore!
Well, good, because I don't want you to destroy me more.
Suddenly, Starfield appears from behind Michael with Fuyu's marble block. But it isn't just any marble block.
The payoff.
My owner blew herself up when she realized what she did. That explosion was compressed down into this block. Now take this!
Starfield explodes into Titan. Titan is knocked down onto the ground, and Starfield is blown away.
You still don't understand, do you? You think you're going to defeat me? You are greatly mistaken. There is no defeat when it comes to the gods. There is only extinction.
Yo, low-key savage line? That's kind of raw.
Yeah.
I will not let you force your will upon me or anyone else.
It would be wise for you to take that threat seriously, mortal.
I will not be your pawn.
There is no escape for you or anyone else. The world is coming to an end soon. It is only a matter of time before the world as you know it is extinguished.
I will not let that happen. I am going to destroy you.
So be it.
Titan swings an arm and sends a blast of fire at Michael. He grabs onto it and brings the burning hand to his own mouth. He bites down on it and tears down the flesh. He swallows it, but the fire spills out and scorches his throat. He begins to choke, but then spits on his hand. He begins to choke, but then spits out the hand. Titan begins to laugh.
I told you, there is no defeat when it comes to the gods.
I will not let this happen.
I expected nothing less from the pathetic wretch that you are.
Michael moves quickly and throws his fist into Titan's face. The blow snaps his neck and it falls to the side. Michael pulls out his sword and hacks at Titan's corpse. Everything goes dark. The zeal are sealed away into the game. Michael can hear yelling and a loud crack. He feels the familiar stabbing and pain of a needle going to his head, but this time it does not stop. He keeps his eyes open, but everything is black. He dies a few minutes later. The gang are teleported back to Purgatory.
It all gets resolved in the last 10 minutes or so, where we get a nice little twist. I don't know what it was with the Japanese and all the killing battles in their movies. Apparently, it's just bad in Japan as anywhere else.
Oh, you. I'm sorry I was jealous of you. I just felt all alone until Starfield showed up.
So the AI genuinely gave me this in Spanish. I don't know why. But because they're Brazilian, I guess it works.
I don't know me, hagas llorar.
Sí, pero no me hagas llorar. Ahora estoy llorando. Fúyate mucho fuyo. Yes, but don't make me cry. Now I'm crying. Look away.
Fuyu punches Starfield to get the attention away from her. Cut to Starfield's death.
Where there was sand, there I saw the stars. And the return to my mother. But first, Tent, come closer. I want you to know. There, I said it.
Doesn't actually say anything. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I won.
I understand.
Now, where were we?
The stars.
The stars, yes. The stars can be very, very cold at night. You see, my mother once told me a story of the stars. One night, many, many years ago, the stars looked down in such a way that the planets and moons were mirrored in their reflections. It was so very beautiful that I can still remember the look of it. Now, tell me, will you look it with me?
Yes. I'll be with you.
Then follow me, please.
Starfield fades into star. Is that Naito or is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
Yes. Yes. Starfield fades into stars. The stars fade into the burning candles on top of the plum pudding model's final cake. 10 burns into the exploding cake.
It's so sad. It's a miracle we won. They thought they had us. They were close in, and we were reeling. I think this is the first time I'm not nervous, just a little excited.
Thank you for your help in defeating those Zeal. The Zealot were mindful not to awaken us all, to become one whole. Our seventh finger symmetrical hearts raised, still linking us to the universe. The will of the whole spread through each generation again and again, each time coming closer than the last. A gift that lets us remove hope from the Zeal. And now soul sunlight radiates the dreamers of the next generation.
It wasn't a dream. It was an illusion. If it was a dream, I could wake up any second.
Either way, I think you need a therapist. You're obviously hearing things that aren't there.
They think I'm dangerous.
Within a few days of the big invasion, the collocation had struck the Zealot regime hard. By the summer of 2003, the Zealot army, which had been forgot in the trenches of the Titanic, was battered and demoralized. They surrendered.
I love the AI wants music here. I love the AI.
Music!
Michael did not get his memory back. However, he did save everyone.
No, he didn't!
He now owns the knowledge that there are many things he must learn. He has learned how to use his powers for evil. He learned that even though he has powers that far exceed those of mortal men, that is not enough.
Of course, the god of all weapons could sort things out. And so she came to our aid. At this point in the game, the Zeal's heads are turning into fruits and vegetables for a predetermined period of time.
What an unspeakable horror.
This leads to a rather gruesome fight with a giant tomato demon. They are sort of cheating in that fight, but whatever floats their boat.
Dr. Titan has lost his life goal. He will gain several new ones, but it's too late. The old ones and the new ones are being brought into antagonistic conflict with one another for all of eternity.
As it should be. For all of eternity.
Cut to the game crashing.
False Perfections is for the future of all nations.
Cut to credits.
Yay, we did it!
Listen to
Yeah.
music. Listen to
Oh
music.
god, that was fun, wasn't it?
So
No,
by the way,
listen to
the
music.
final joke, in case you didn't get it, is they're saying it's going to happen for all of eternity, and then it doesn't happen for all of eternity because the game crashes.
Dwayne Ford, the Children of Ire.
Yeah, I'm
What
still
is it?
confused what's happened. I am so hella confused. Like, that was the most
The AI
confusing
was
shit ever.
confused.
Like,
So, as I mentioned at the beginning, none of it makes sense, but your brain wants to make it make sense.
Local hybrid music.
Which is amazing. So thank everyone for coming out to this absolute travesty of a dumpster fire, and hopefully we never do this again.
Check your DMs.
I'll do this ever again. God, my voice hurts right now.
Yeah, that tends to happen. I liked the part where Michael had rolling blackouts of insanity. That
Yo,
happened
check
like
DMs,
4
dude.
times.
Wait, where's that one line where it says Nerf you motherfucking or something? I don't even remember what it was, but it was fucking funny as hell. It was that weird ass insult. Let me find it. Why are there two generals?
What was everyone's favorite line?
The end.
I am going to split carbon into carbon.
Yes. Incredible.
I like that the bad guys were vegans.
They were vegan.
Which doesn't make sense.
Everyone must eat whole wheat bread.
Yeah, so the title, False Perfection Sweet Cakes, not only does it refer to the fact that the bad guys were vegans, and I guess that means they wanted bread, even though I don't think vegans eat bread, but Sweet Cakes was referring to the plum pudding model, which was a scientific explanation of the zeal.
So, yeah, this is the narrator. This was an absolutely shit show. Like, everyone in this call right now probably is going to talk, but it was absolute shit. Now, there was a lot of spelling errors. People messed up, but who gives a shit? This was great. Sorry if I'm swearing. Anyways, this was an April Fool's. Haha, laugh, funny. Anyways, have a good day, guys. Peace.
Get pranked, motherfuckers.